Welcome to this book review. I'm Chuck Marundi, your host. And in this review, we're going to show you two things. Number one, the Bible does not describe a spherical earth that rotates around the sun, and real science, not pseudoscience, is consistent with the Bible. Well, we'll be reviewing this on a Kindle app on a desktop, so it'll look really nice. Chapter 1 starts with the earth described in the Bible. God placed the earth and it hangs on nothing. It has a foundation. It never ever moves. It has pillars and corners and a cornerstone. And it's a circle, not a sphere. The author covers many important subjects, including the true story of creation, which is the greatest and most extraordinary story ever told. The author is the Creator himself, God Almighty. And because of all of the false claims that everyone has always known the earth was a sphere, there's a historical timeline here that's very helpful, and 68 Bible verses specifically on creation, including a very specific and detailed explanation of what the firmament is in the Bible and how it's described. And it's important to know the religious background of heliocentrism. And real science proves that the earth is not curved, that the airspace is contained and pressurized. Engineers designed for a flat earth, and the earth does not rotate. Let's look at one example. If the ground speed of a flight from Seattle to Chicago was 700 miles per hour, and the earth spins at 700 miles per hour from west to east, at that latitude, the plane would never reach Chicago. What we have is a round-trip flight between Seattle and Chicago, in which one leg takes 4 hours exactly and the other leg takes 4 hours and 40 minutes. The difference is accounted for by the jet streams. These are the actual flight times, and we know the actual distance is about 1,700 miles. However, if the Earth actually rotated on an axis, the flight from the Seattle to Chicago would never arrive. Allegories, they're very important to understand, so there's a lot of good material in here you will want to read, and a lot of chapters packed full. Now, we just looked at what your book would look like on a desktop with Kindle. Here's what it looks like on a desktop, at least on an iMac, in the Apple Books app. There's a lot of features here that are similar to the Kindle app. Here are some Kindle app tips and tricks. You may not know, but you can export your notes. And when you click on that button, it'll take you to a link where all your notes are on that page. These are all your highlighted notes from your Kindle book. You can also create flashcards. If you want to memorize something or learn something, you can literally, from your Kindle app, create a card like this. What are the long-standing rules of interpretation in the Bible? And then flip the card. There's your answer. That's fun for learning. Well, your Kindle can read to you too. Check this out.
What happened in the 1960s and the 1970s that triggered liberalism in Bible translations, and began the violation of centuries-long principles of interpretation with the new hermeneutics that Robert Thomas wrote about in Evangelical Hermeneutics?
Now let's take a look at reading on an Apple iPad with the Kindle app. I really enjoy reading on the iPad. It's very, very easy on the eyes, and it works so smoothly. The Kindle app runs perfectly, and it never crashes on the iPad. The features and the look of the Kindle app really is fantastic, and it's very intuitive to use. Just a touch of your finger and you have all these options available to you. You can make it look differently depending on your preferences, and all of this is really quite easy to use and intuitive. The search feature really is one of the best features in the app here. And the table of contents are just a fingertip away also. Reading on the Apple iPad with the Apple Books app is very similar to the Kindle. It's a little different in its look, and some of the features are, well, they're going to look a little different, but they work very similarly. And you'll enjoy that if you want the Apple Books app, but you also have the option of running the Kindle app on the iPad. Now, Readwise can be used on an iPad, and it's really fantastic because it'll pick up all of your highlighted notes in your Kindle. Automatically will pick them up, and you can play with them, edit them, or send them to anybody. And reading on your iPhone on the Apple Books app, well, it's a little painful because the iPhone is so small. So I prefer reading on something larger, like an iPad or a Kindle. Friendly advice? Well, I think an iPad or a Kindle or a Nook is the best way to read a book. And which app is best? Well, if you're going to read a lot of Amazon books, or if you're going to download Amazon books, they all come in the Kindle app version. So you might as well just use the Kindle on your iPad also.
I've always known wrong from right. Avoid the dark, run into the light. Try to run and I try to hide. In the end, I guess I lost my fight.